shit. We're dads.
It feels so long when I'm just sitting here. I'm like, when is it gonna end? But sometimes I feel like it's so fast.
Gracie, could you hear it on your end?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, imagine we're just sitting in
We're just,
silence
like,
and she didn't
looking
hear
around.
anything.
Yes, usually we're like, it's really chaotic. And for a second, we got the kids up here if we don't have childcare and we're like wrangling them or feeding them or giving them a toy. And just, I don't know. That's like, I'm like twiddling my thumbs under this desk. Like,
Because the babysitter.
Yeah.
Right.
Another, oh shit, we're moms. We've kicked the dads out again.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be like this, but it's fine. I feel like it works out. Like, I like the angle that Bear put for this. This is good because usually we have it like at the side and it's like looking over us like a bird's eye view, which is fine, but it's weird having just two.
Yeah. But we have a special guest.
Yes.
We have Gracie. Gracie is a TikTok / Instagram influencer.
Yes.
She's living that influencer life. So we're gonna have her just answer some questions about, you know, what she does as an influencer, what her day-to-day life looks like. Just kind of those questions that, I mean, I know that I've always kind of wondered about.
I'm so curious too.
So, Gracie, do you want to like introduce yourself at all and say hi?
So I met them in middle school. I've known you guys for a long time, but
Yes.
so it's so cool to reconnect.
Yes.
Or a podcast. I mainly do TikTok. I'm starting to do YouTube. I do
same here. Well, not me. Not me. We're doing it like for Oh Shit, We're Dads. Well, Bear's doing it. I don't know anything about YouTube.
It's really different. Getting the hang of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I live in Richmond now.
How do you like that?
I love it. I love Richmond.
Do you think you'll like be there forever type thing?
Probably. I don't see
really?
myself. I really love it here.
Oh, it's nice you have seasons.
Yes, I love the seasons. I'm not a heat girl, so spring and winter and all that, it's been really nice. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So tell us more about YouTube. You jumping into that right now. Are you doing like long form content or like shorts? I'm just learning what shorts are because Bear's starting to post that for us. And it's interesting, like, cause he'll tell us that he like one will get just a few views, but then one the other day got like 4 point something views and it got us like some subscribers. So it's really cool how like, it reminds me of like TikTok in a way. I feel like not as big of a reach that TikTok can blow, but if you do have that one, obviously it would just like
yes. No, I agree. It's good starting off to just kind of like throw as many videos out and see which ones do well, because I just started probably like January when like the first TikTok ban was.
Oh yeah.
I was like gonna move to YouTube and then it didn't get banned and now it might get banned again. So I've just been getting serious with that. I still only have like 200 subscribers, but
that's
great.
Know,
growing.
But how I saw this one like meme or something years ago, and it was saying like people are always so worried about likes, but if you have like 50 people coming up to you or just 15 coming up and giving you a compliment, like that's a lot. So
I know, yeah.
Yeah, everyone starts from somewhere, you know. Mm-hmm. So on YouTube, are you doing the same content that you're doing on TikTok, or are you doing different?
So far, I've basically just been resharing, like repurposing my TikTok.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I do plan on completely doing like specific YouTube videos because the editing style is different. Like you add like different type of music behind YouTube. Their copyright is really strict, so you can't do any like trending audios on YouTube, which has been kind of difficult.
So what do you do for your TikToks that have that?
So my TikToks, I always do for like my Sunday resets. I do a music one and an ASMR one, so I've only been resharing the ASMR ones.
That's smart.
Which they've been doing pretty well. Well, some will do like really bad, and then some will do well. So like you said, just kind of throwing.
Right.
Yeah, but we're getting there.
The more the merrier, though. You know. Yeah. Like just post all of it, like blast it out there. That's what Bear's been doing because he's been making the clips. So he's just been putting them out there randomly, and some have been doing great, and some are just they're all posted at the same time, but just some hit. and some don't. So
Yes.
interesting, you know?
And I've also noticed that some will get like 2 views, and then I'll check back like 2 weeks later and it will get like a couple thousand. Like
Isn't
it'll
that
just
crazy?
be delayed. So yeah, it is crazy, but it's like cool. I don't understand it yet, but
Yeah. So give us a day-to-day like life as an influencer. Sure. I want to hear it. I know everyone else does.
So the thing with me is that I'm also a full-time nanny.
Okay,
So
that's a lot.
it is, but it's like fun and good. I'm trying to get a good balance between the two still. I only started as a nanny 8 months ago,
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
full-time influencing before that. So it's been a little bit difficult, but also like fine. I've been like getting through. But basically what I do is before I start my day as a nanny, I always film or edit something. I get up like 7-ish before I can get ready for work, or I even film myself getting ready for work. Like everything is content. And then I don't really have like a nap time or anything with them anymore. So I don't do any editing during the day. But then when I get home, that's when I have time to film my collabs, film more. Now that it's not dark at 5 p.m., I can film at night. And then my weekends are pretty filled with content too. So getting the hours in there. But yeah, my day-to-day life is pretty packed, you know.
Yeah. Do you ever like take time to not work?
Well, I did like a girls trip the other day and I vlogged it. It didn't really feel like work though. So that still felt like relaxed. It was like fun.
That's good. I feel like a lot of the vlogging, you can just set your camera up and just like get a few clips here and there, and people love that type of stuff, you know?
And that's my favorite type. Like the lifestyle content is my favorite type.
Yes.
Because it's just you.
Right.
You're just doing your thing versus the Sunday resets, I'm going to clean either way, but it takes a lot of effort to like,
I feel like that's a lot, right?
and the editing and everything. But those are the videos that do the best. Like that's where I've gained all my followers from. Community is mainly clean talk. So
I love watching the Sunday resets. I watch them religiously, honestly. How long do you think like it adds to your cleaning? Like, especially when you do those ones where you have like the cool transitions where like the sponge is moving by itself. Like, how long do you feel like, you know, like it takes you start to finish to clean your house versus if you weren't filming at all?
A lot longer.
Yeah.
I will say I'm still getting it done. I'll get a lot of comments and they'll be like, "Did you even clean?" But I'm still scrubbing like as I'm doing the stop. Like, and then I also clean throughout the week too.
Yeah.
Like I don't clean on Sundays. But yeah, it does add a lot of time and like moving the camera around to get the right angles. And sometimes I have to admit, like if the angle looks bad and I have like a huge double chin, I'll like redo it. Like just restarting. But yeah, it does take a lot of extra time.
Yeah.
So when you're actually cleaning, like, do you just have it set up and you'll like, say you're doing your bathroom, are you just recording the whole thing, or are you just recording like a snippet here of you doing like cleaning your mirror and then you're like, okay, let me see how I like that? Or are you just recording the whole thing and taking clips?
So I stop it each time. It's something that I've noticed that I've kind of changed, like my style has progressed as I've created content. Something that I've noticed more recently is that the more you move the angles, the better the video will do. So I'll like get the mirror shot and then I'll stop it and move the angle and you know, so it's like a lot of stopping and going. It's not all just continuous because like the audience has a very short attention span, so they'll scroll away if it's just the same. So
that's true. That's true.
When I move my tripod.
I saw a stat where it was like the first 10 seconds are the most important seconds for like any type of video, like YouTube, TikTok, anything, because that's like you're trying to grab. It's like reading a book. You're trying to grab the audience's attention. And
so true.
Yeah. So like, what are your essentials for being an influencer? Would you say like an Octo Buddy and a tripod, or do you have more than that?
I have 2 tripods that I use every Sunday reset. I switch between the 2 because one is magnetic and I can really make sure that it's straight, and then that one doesn't really tilt to get like the down angle, so then I'll switch to my other tripod so I can really get like the up if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I have a few other things. I have one that will suction up. I don't use that as much because it kind of like I don't know, it's a little janky. Like, I don't know. I'll try out like the new angles with that one. And that's pretty much all I use. I use my iPad a lot for editing. I don't ever use a ring light. I just use as much natural light as possible.
I feel like those always do so good too. Like natural light as best as like to the setting it can be. Do the best. Like like you said, like lifestyle vlogs. This is like what the life looks like right now.
Exactly. And people can tell if it's inauthentic. Like if you're doing things that like are for the camera, people can suss it out for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. What got you into this? How did you start?
So I started like very strictly on Instagram back in like 2020, I think, with fashion content. And I did that for like a year or so, and it just wasn't for me. Like it wasn't doing well, and it's not like my passion. So when I moved to TikTok and started doing the home stuff, that's when I really started to get more of a community, and I feel like I just am better at that content than fashion. So I just stuck with that. Just went with it because I enjoyed creating it and people liked it to watch it better.
I feel like there's always, you notice with certain influencers, there's always like a niche that people are following them for. And
Yes.
I feel like if it kind of goes where it just like changes abruptly, you see them like losing it or like them not posting as much.
Yes.
So I feel like there's always a niche. Like that's good you found like yours.
Yeah, and I've noticed a lot of people, their niche will be like day in the life as a nurse or day in the life as like, and then they'll get really big and then they'll quit. And then people are like, well, that's what we followed you for. Like we wanted you for thing. I haven't done anything specific to being a nanny or anything like that. So it's all just about like my life. So if I don't have like any job to like quit, and so yeah, if I ever were to get super big, then I wouldn't have to worry about that.
Right. Do you want to stick with like home? Like that's what you want to stick with, or do you ever want to branch out to try other things?
I do really like doing the home. I also really like doing like mini vlogs, day in the life. I do those pretty often, but they don't do as well. So a goal of mine would be for those to start doing really well.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of like a more YouTube thing. Like it all, like it's always been a thing on YouTube. So I feel like people usually like go to YouTube, like the ones who have always loved following like their specific influencers, going and watching their video every week that they post or daily or however often. So I feel like YouTube is like where that gets really big.
Yeah, so that makes me excited to start posting on YouTube then, because I would love to have my main niche be like the day in the lives.
Are you going to get like a camera for that? Or are you, because I've seen both. I've seen where people just use their phone and I've seen where people get like a vlogging camera. But do you know what you want to do? I
definitely am going to get a vlogging camera. I've been looking into it. Every time I'm about to like pull the trigger and just get one, I'm like, I can just use my phone for now, like wait a little bit. But I will for sure be getting one. Is there a specific one you're looking at that you can recommend to people? I've been looking at the one that Natalie Zakek, I think is how you say her name. I love her vlogs. It's Sony Mark something. I don't know. I'm not going to do the, I forget what it's called, but there's one that like everyone uses that's sold out everywhere. And I think that's more, I'm just not going to do that one because for one, it's sold out, and two, I think it's kind of overhyped. So the one that I'm going to go for is a little bit cheaper, like a little bit more affordable, and apparently has just as good quality. Well, she's a big influencer. So if you're getting the one that she has, like you'll do just fine. She's huge. Huge. Crazy. Yeah, that's awesome. That's so much fun. Have you had any like backlash on your home videos? I feel like that would be hard to get backlash, but have you? People are like, I don't like the way you paint. Right? No, you would be surprised. I get like the more like viral or the more traction a video gets, the more negative comments. Really? And I get a lot of negative comments. Like people will comment. One of my most viral videos from like a year and a half ago was me saying, like me deep cleaning my apartment after I was sick for 2 weeks. And this is when I was living with my ex. So it was like two people living there, and it just was really messy. And I thought, in my opinion, it was deep cleaning. I got a lot of people saying like, this is not deep cleaning. Like, people getting on me for using the same sponge that I used to wash my dishes and my sink, like scrubbing my sink, just stuff like that. Like people will comment in such a nasty way too. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't
There's
really
always someone.
Literally, people
Always.
find like anything to be negative about. And I'm like, why? Like, what purpose is this serving to you? Does it really make you feel that much better about yourself by like nitpicking people's lives? Like, even if you just think, even if you think it in your head, the fact that you take the time to like type it out and send it, like you're putting way too much effort into trying to ruin somebody's day. For what reason?
It's so lame.
It's like people with those personality types. They just want to fight. Like they just want to have it out for someone.
Yeah.
They just want to be mean. Like,
and I feel like they don't think that I'm reading the comments. They think that no one's behind the screen, and no one's ever said anything like super mean towards me. So if like someone's like commenting on like me using a sponge, like I'm like, whatever, like shut up. But either way, it's still just like annoying. Like it's just like, you don't need to give me your input on how you clean.
No, it's so weird. It's so, have you ever like responded to hate, or do you just always stay out of it?
Sometimes I'll respond in like a sassy way, or my best friend, I'll always send her the screenshots of like the rude comments, and she'll respond a lot of times and like kind of have my back, which is nice.
That's good.
So I don't have to do it.
What's like been the hardest part of, would you say, of being an influencer, being online? Is it like having to feel like you have to show up constantly and you can't catch a break, or something else?
That's pretty big. I feel like that has been more prevalent since I became a nanny, just trying to balance everything. But it's really not hard, honestly. There's not really, I'd say maybe one thing that's been a little bit difficult is having certain friends who don't want to be filmed, or like they think you're weird. There's not too many. I have a really good group of girls here, and they're all very supportive. Good. But there's people who are kind of like, like,
what do you do? Like, do you just like crop them out if you have them in like a thing?
Yeah, I just don't add them.
Oh, okay.
Which I feel like a lot of times people will not, and I'm not saying my friends specifically, but just like I've encountered people who will be so against and not interested in the filming, and then they're the first ones to be like, where's the vlog? Like, I want to see it. And I'm like, really? Girl, you're not in it.
I was just thinking, like, when you were saying that, like, I feel like those people who are like, oh, I don't want to be in it, or they feel weird about it in whatever way, or they think it's weird that you're doing it, they're probably also the ones who are like looking to be like, am I in it? Like, and like, then they're not going to be, and then they're gonna be like, why didn't you put me in it? And it's like, well, you don't support it, so why would I?
I could see that for sure.
Yeah,
I've seen this on TikTok like a few years ago, where people were applying for like content job type things as like a smaller content creator. Is that also a way that you started to get like different types of branding deals or anything like that, or like free products come in so that you can promote and like get yourself bigger for starting out?
Yeah, when I was starting out, I pretty much accepted any collaboration. I did probably for the first year, any amounts that they offered, any gifted thing, I accepted it all. Even if it had like some crazy requirements, I was like, yes, I just want to work with everyone. Like, it was so cool to just receive stuff. Now I'm like more picky with it because it does take a lot of effort and time to film. Yeah. So I don't really have a gifted product anymore.
Can you give us an insight real quick to when you first were like how you said for a full year you were just like accepting everything, even if it was like crazy requirements, because you're just trying to obviously build your brand, build yourself. So can you like disclose what that looks like? Like, you reach out to a brand, or if they're reaching out to you, and like the steps after that?
A lot of times it will be over Instagram DM.
Okay.
So now I feel like it's mostly over email. Like, it's them reaching out to me.
Okay.
I have a lot of people reaching out through TikTok. Like, there's a separate tab for brands that will message you if they want to collaborate. So I have a lot of inquiries through TikTok and through email. But when I was first starting out, it was a lot of me DMing them or me sending them emails.
Mm-hmm.
And in the first year, I actually did a pretty good first year, like money wise, I would say. I mean, not like it wasn't paying the bills or anything, but it was very much a side gig at first.
Yeah.
But even the brands who don't pay like super well, they still pay. So
Are they, so like if you, I don't know how much you can disclose about certain brands and like their information of what they require from you, but like what is, say you get a brand of a sponge company and they're like, we want you to film a Sunday reset using only our brand. Like, are they, is you can use this as an example of something you've worked with. You don't obviously have to disclose if you don't want to, but are they like, okay, you have to get it within 48 hours and we'll pay you X amount of money, and if you don't, then it like goes down, like the price goes down for us? How does that work?
So back in the day, like when I was first starting, I would have done any of those requirements.
Okay.
Now I don't really have time for like anyone's like BS essentially.
Right.
I have my rate sheet, and if you need it within 48 hours, that's super expedited. I charge like way more. There's like an expedited fee. There's a lot of things, and there is like if they want the rights for it and exclusivity, like you can only use this product and you can't share any others, like that costs more too. So there's a lot of things that go into it, and usually the brands want that, so they'll pay for it.
How did you figure that out? Like your pricing and everything?
Trial and error and talking to other content creators and watching other videos. And also, I would say, so like year one, like I said, I kind of accepted whatever they came to me. Like if they said, we'll pay you $100 for like one Instagram post, that I would, that I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
Right. It is so cool.
Worth my time for like that low, because it does, like a lot goes into it. Sorry, I kind of forgot what I was saying.
Oh, you're good. Just like how you were saying that within a brand, like if they're accepting it, like is it worth your time?
Oh, yeah. So now I have my rate sheet. So as I started to, year after year, just kind of like trial and error, like sending out, I'm like, maybe they'll accept it, like go high and then they'll counter it. Year two, I would pretty much just accept whatever counter. But now if I send my rate and they don't want to work with me at that rate, it's kind of like, okay, well, let me know if your budget increases or if anything changes.
So now you feel like you're not reaching out to people anymore. People are reaching out to you and saying like, hey, we want you to promote this, or, use this product or whatever, and use it. And like you send them your price. They're not sending you like, this is what we're willing. You are like, okay, you want to work with me? Here's my pricing sheet.
Yes. Yeah. Usually it's over email now, and they will email me, explain what exactly they're looking for. If they're looking for one TikTok video cross-shared to Instagram, to stories. I don't really do Instagram as much anymore, but if that's what they're looking for, and they'll say like, what are your rates for these things? And I'll send a rate sheet and I'll say, like, let me know if you have any other specifications, because that does cost more, if you like need it a week, or if you're wanting to use it commercially, like that costs more too, stuff like that. Like behind the scenes, I do a lot of UGC content where I don't even post it. So that has a different rate sheet in itself too.
So for people who don't know, what is UGC and what do you mean you don't post it?
It's user generated content, and essentially it's using the products as if it's in your day-to-day life, and then they use it for their ads. It's for their social media or their email marketing, or for commercials. Essentially, it's like you're just sending them the video and then they use it. It's out of your hand.
Are you having to edit that video, or do they do all the editing?
Usually it's fully edited, and sometimes they'll ask for the raw video too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's a little bit of both. I like to do that. And then also stuff posted on my TikTok as well too.
I feel like that one would I feel like I would like that one too, just because like, like you get to use all the stuff and like do it, but like, you don't feel like you're having to sell your viewers or your followers things.
That's a good
like, because
and you also don't need to have any followers for UGC. If you have the marketing and you can reach out to people and have a portfolio. Like you can go around. I didn't do this because I already had like a bit of a following, so I can kind of like just refer them to my TikTok. But I've seen people give advice saying like, if you want to get started, just like grab like a pair of sunglasses and make a video for it. So then have some video examples for what your UGC video would look like. Say I don't have any followers, but it's not for your page anyway, so that doesn't matter.
Dude,
so that's a good
Brandon needs to try that.
I was literally just thinking we need to tell Bear after this.
Yeah.
Are you noticing that pays less or more, the UGC versus non?
It's kind of the same, honestly. Because
good.
They'll have their other pricing requirements too. So they'll have like 3 months of, sometimes they'll do the whitelisting where they run the ads through your account where you don't post it, but it comes through your account and you charge for that too. So I think it's the same essentially. And it also depends on the brand too.
So if someone wants to start doing this, what is like the first step? Should they download a certain app? We can go step by step. Should they get an app? Like how should they find a rate sheet? Like should they just start reaching out to people, or did you find help like on TikTok from someone making points like, hey, if you're making like your price sheet, you need to do this?
So they call it a media kit. So I would say look up on TikTok like media kit advice. And a lot of people post their media kit. They'll like block out their numbers. You kind of have to figure out what your numbers are. I would say start at like $100 a post at first and then go up as your own quality gets better. Then I would say improve your own like quality of video. So making sure that you have the right video settings on, the lighting's good, like all of that's really important. And then also, I mean, UGC is different. You don't need followers, but I do think it's helps to have followers because then referring them to your TikTok page, showing that you can make sales, that helps, but it's not necessary. You can also show your experience with other brands. On my media kit, I have all the brand, like not every brand, but like all the big brands that I've worked with. Just for reference, I'll say like I've worked with Target, Walmart, like just certain big brands. Just like it's kind of like a I'm going blank on the word. What's the thing that you bring to a job interview?
A resume?
Resume.
Yeah.
I almost said application.
Yes.
Fuck.
Essentially a resume. It has some photos of myself on it. It has a little description, and then gets straight into my rates.
So for like deals that you do you usually get like a combination of like they pay you, but then they also send you like a box of products or whatever it is? Or do you ever have like where, especially like when you were first starting out, where like they only sent you products and they wouldn't pay you for the video and like you just got to like keep what they gave you and you just got free stuff instead of getting like actual money in?
Yeah. So yeah, when I first started, I did do a lot of the gifted only collabs. I don't do that anymore, but brands, I'm not really sure like who I gave my address to, but I have like my email and my address in some different PR websites. So I'll just like randomly get PR from different brands.
Oh.
I think the point of that is for me to post and make videos.
Yeah. But you're not obligated because they're just sending it to you without like you making any deal with them. Yes.
And that's different. Like I'm not going to make like a dedicated video for PR, but I will do like I'll mention it in a video. Like I got this as PR and it actually is really good. Unless I don't like it, then I'm not going to share. I do like receiving PR. That's cool.
Yeah, that's so cool.
That's like just like a good added perk, I feel like, to it.
Yeah.
What do you think your best brand deal has been?
I worked with Amazon a lot last year, and they send the coolest PR. They sent me, so they just essentially said, be home by this time because this box is going to be really heavy and we need you to like accept it right away. It was like a 90-pound box, like as high as like my shoulders. And it was a chest, like a plastic chest filled to the brim with just so many, like an insane amount of products. It was so crazy. I ended up giving like all of them away to my friends because I just like didn't need all this stuff, but it was so cool. Like it just was like beauty products, home products, household items, just like, I don't know, that was really cool. But then they also pay really well too. So I
What
love
did
working.
they want you to do with all that stuff though? Like a 90-pound box, like do they want a review on like specific items or like a fuck ton of
No,
those items?
that was fully PR. So there was no requirement for that. I didn't have to
Wow.
post. I did, of course, post because it made for a really cool video. Like, this is an insane PR haul. So what I ended up just doing was dragging it into my apartment, opening it, and then just kind of like, as I went through, just showing each product really quickly. And I tagged all the brands, and then all the brands were like, hope you like it. So that kind of like made them happy in that sense. But I do a lot of behind the scenes work with Amazon, like a lot of UGC, like I was saying, for Amazon. Or it'll be for my Amazon storefront, which I kind of consider to be UGC because it's not posted to my social medias. But yeah, Amazon
Do you ever have to sign NDAs with these companies?
Yeah.
What what can you disclose, like why, like what you think, why, like?
I think, so a lot of times I'll disclose an NDA before we actually start. So you can't disclose that this product is coming out, or you can't like tell anyone. It's more for before you post. I feel like you can talk about the things once the video is live, and it's after the fact. It's more just like, this video is not for sale yet, so you can't tell anyone.
Are you able to say what, like, some, you don't have to obviously say the company, but like what the NDA says, like, hey, if you do this, like you owe us X amount?
No, it doesn't usually say that. I think it's more just like
legal action can be taken if we want to.
Yes, like it'll be, the contract will be like null and void. You won't be paid, and we will take legal action essentially. And I don't mess with that. I'm like,
right.
Obviously, you don't have to say like the actual brand if this has ever happened, but have you ever been sent a product with the expectation of like reviewing it, and then you were like, I don't like this, I won't sell this to people?
Yes, actually. Well, for one, a lot of TikTok shop brands will send stuff. Like I get like 3 packages a week, sometimes up to like 10, and I don't usually post those because it's not always good quality stuff. There was one company that, it was like a chair cushion company. I'm not going to say like the brand name, but for one, their video requirements were insane. They were so strict. The script was so detailed. Like they were just being so picky, and I didn't love the product that much anyways. And I had to post it on TikTok, Instagram, and this was like year 2. So it was probably below what the hourly wage should have been, essentially. I don't know. So I ended up just saying, just cancel the collab. Like after I sent my my videos that I worked very hard on, followed the brief, and they still had corrections causing me to have to remake everything, I said, no, never mind. Like,
yeah, how often do you have that with brands where they're like, okay, you need to redo this and you need to do this? Does that happen more or less often?
No, it doesn't happen often. So that brand where I just completely canceled the collab, I said, I'll send the product back to you if you want, because I don't even want it. And they said like, no, you can just donate it. But so there's that one. And then another time, for this one was a really high paid, like one of my highest paid brand deals, but I felt like I had followed the brief really, really closely, and I did. The video ended up performing really well too, but they came back with all of these different corrections that weren't in the brief. So I kind of fought it. I was like, I could have done these things very easily if you had put it in the brief, but it wasn't. And I don't really feel like I should have to refilm them, because you, like, for example, like they would say like, we need you to do, say this specific phrase. And I'm like, okay, well then I'll need to refilm the whole video, because I can't add myself saying it in a different outfit and different clothes and then so it's like, I said to them, I said, if you're going to make me refilm, then just, again, cut it. But they were like, no, we'll just keep it.
Yeah. Did they even try to fight it at all?
No, they didn't. They were
That's
like,
good.
Because that one was through an agency. So I had someone kind of talking for me on my behalf. So they advocated for the fact that the corrections that they were saying weren't really fair. So
do you work with a influencer agency?
No, not directly, but I do work through a couple different influencer platforms where they will get you collaborations.
Are you able to share what those are, the platforms?
Yeah, so I work with soapbox influence is a big one. Vamp is a big one. I used to do incense a lot, but I don't really anymore because they kind of switched their platform to more of like a gifting only basis. But those are the three main ones. Like soapbox influence is a really big one if someone's looking to get started.
Do you feel like I'm going to say industry because I don't know if that's what you would call it, but for lack of a better term, like the industry, do you feel like they're pretty fair and like they want people to be successful? I mean, obviously they want their product, but like, are they willing to like work and advocate, like when you advocate for yourself, work with you and like listen to those things? Or do you feel, cause like, like acting is, like that can be a shitty industry to be in and like they don't really care about their workers or like who's doing that. Like, do you feel like there's a difference there or do you feel like it's kind of like, no, we're paying you, like you're going to do what we say and we don't really care, or you can just like get lost?
No, I feel like everyone that I've worked with has been really nice for the most part. There's been like I said, the cushion brand, they just were very, like some of them will be super, super strict and picky, but they're still nice.
Mm-hmm.
They're not mean about it. They're just like, we have these specific things and I can make it work as long as you tell me before I start. Like have it in the brief and I'll get it done essentially. But no, I feel like everyone's been really nice, like company owners and all of my reps that I've spoken to.
How is TikTok Shop an Amazon affiliate? Because you see influencers post Amazon all the time, and I'm sure we all get sponsored ads of like the TikTok Shop and like, this is why you should start it and this is how much money you can make. Do you think it lives up to the hype? Do you think that you really profit off both of those and like it's worth your time?
Yeah, Amazon affiliates and TikTok Shop are my two like biggest incomes.
Oh.
Between the two, mainly TikTok Shop, because if you get a viral TikTok Shop video, you'll get like
you click on like that thing that you looked at one time and then your whole feed is like if I like click on a vacuum, I'm gonna get 25 vacuum videos in the next 10 minutes of me scrolling. Like it's just nonstop.
It's kind of annoying. I do agree. I feel like it's even more annoying now. Like they just have been pushing the TikTok shops.
They have. Do you get like a percentage per each sale? Because I know that's how Amazon works, but with TikTok Shop, that's how it works too. Yeah, they tell you when you're accepting the sample or when you're going to post it, how much the commission is. And it's usually pretty good. It's usually 10% or so. Mm-hmm. And sometimes if the video is doing really well, the brand will up the commission too as kind of like an incentive to post it again or share it, Nice. So are you ever buying that stuff to just promote it on your own, or do you always just do collabs for TikTok Shop products and stuff?
I don't ever purchase anything on TikTok Shop. They send samples.
Okay.
They pretty much will give you a sample for whatever you want on TikTok Shop. But back when I first started,
if someone wants to start TikTok Shop, what's the best way you think they should go about it? And they don't have like a following like you. They just want to start trying to make money.
Well, there is a requirement. I think it's followers and then maybe like 100,000 views in the last month or something. So there are some requirements, but I feel like if you're posting consistently, that should be like somewhat easy. Not easy, but like it's attainable for anyone. If you just start posting like 5,000 followers, I think you could do that within a year or so, which is definitely a commitment, but anyone can do it.
Have you reached out or worked with any like very large influencers?
Not really. I mean, a lot of them follow me, but I've never worked with them directly. So I follow my like Emily Kaiser and all of them. Love them so much.
Yeah, what is your feed like? Like, are you liking other people's home stuff or are you completely on the opposite side of TikTok?
Well, I love like clean talk is my favorite type of video to watch. That and like the mini vlogs, get ready with me. Like I love to watch those. So that's what I also like to create too. So my content is essentially my For You page too.
Nice.
I love that.
And then as far as like your videos, like when people interact with your videos, you get likes, they share it, they save it. that all goes towards what you're making on TikTok. Is that correct?
Yeah. So there's also a creator fund on TikTok where you get paid per view. That's very specific. So you only get paid if the video is a minute long, if the person viewed it from your For You page. So it doesn't count if they viewed it from their like following tab or if they went to your page and they viewed it. It only counts if they viewed it for 5 seconds. Like there's just like a lot of
so it's mostly like the views that matter then. It's not so much like the interactions of like liking, sharing, commenting.
No, that definitely matters too, because when it comes to the creator fund, they pay you, it's like an RPM. It's something per minute. Whatever. However they calculate how much you make per video, that depends on the engagement on the video. So if you get a lot of comments, you'll get paid $1 per 100 views, versus sometimes I see the bigger creators, they'll get like 10 cents per 100,000 views, which is still so much. It still really adds up. But
I've seen this one, I don't know if I followed this person. This was a long time ago, but their whole page was dedicated to going on like massive influencers pages and being like, somehow they knew all this information, but like breaking down the price of like how much money they made per post. So they would literally like tell people like, this is how they made this from the views and the comments, and they made X amount of money per this. I don't know how, but they're like those big influencers are making bank off.
No, they are. I know exactly what you're talking about, and that's not accurate, I don't think.
Oh, you don't think so?
Well, she's the math is accurate. Like she's doing all the correct math, but I don't think she's taking into account, like usually she'll estimate what the RPM would be, and she'll say 80 cents. She'll be like, their RPM is probably 80 cents per 100,000 views, when in reality it's probably 7 cents. So
okay.
Way less, but still a lot. It's still so much money, but I like to watch those videos too, and I'm like, I'm sure that they wish that their RPM.
Right. Have you found that there's a certain for people who also want to dive into this, that there's like certain times to post that do well or don't do as well for you?
Yeah. So for me, it's either 9 a.m. or 9 p.m.
Okay.
And that, I think, has to do with the fact that I'm posting like cleaning stuff. So it might be different. Like 9 a.m. is good to kind of get you out of bed. Like people like to watch that on a Sunday morning, or they like to watch it at night.
True.
Get them
motivated.
Yeah. All the motivation.
I definitely feel like there's a science to like social media in general, but like especially when your income is reliant on it. Like, you know, there's very like, you kind of got to be like crafty with it, of like, I need to use these comments or hashtags. Like I need to, you know, make sure that it looks like this, it's posted at this time. My feed looks a certain way when people click on it. Like I can't post too many of the same type of video or whatever. So there's definitely like a science to it.
Yes. I will say one thing that's been really nice about also starting nannying as a full-time job, there's not as much pressure to like make a certain amount per month.
True.
Now they're both full-time and they're both bringing in like pretty well income, I'd say, but now it's like just less pressure. And then I also have a few different behind the scenes, not collaborations, but I'm a social media influencer for a apartment complex in my neighborhood, and I do video editing for a law firm too, which has neither of those have to do with like my personal stats. So it just kind of takes the pressure off. Like it's just income that has nothing to do with how well my page does, and has nothing to do with TikTok too. So if TikTok goes down, I will be fine. It just would be such a bummer to lose like my community.
I know. I have so many things saved on TikTok. I think that's the thing I'll be like so upset about, because I've learned even though social media can be such a harsh thing to be on, it's so good in so many different ways. Like, so I was just thinking about it today when I was playing with Denver, that her Love Every toys, we get like this subscription every month, and or every few months, and you don't have to think about the toys to get them, because it's cheaper to get like that bulk than to get like her a bunch here and there. I wouldn't have known about that without social media, and I love it. There's just like, I was just thinking about that today, like thank God for social media for that, but there's so many things like on my saved folder, just like things I want to do, or I want to go here and try this. Like I'm gonna be devastated if it goes.
No, I remember that with Vine. That was a big thing for me.
Yes.
But I loved my saved
Yeah.
and my like Vine things. I was devastated to lose all of my like fan edits that I had saved.
I know when all of our stuff was gone off Vine, it was devastating because we don't have those videos anymore. And they were like the prime of Zach and Bear and like their friend group just like doing the stupidest, funniest shit.
I was thinking about their Vines and like just that was like the shit that would go viral now. And like it was before its time. Like it was like too advanced for its time. Because if they were to do it now, like they could be like so viral with some of those things. But like it wasn't in the right time, I guess.
Right.
And now they're not making content like that. So they're not gonna reap the benefits of it.
Yeah.
They seriously need to be because they're hilarious.
They were like devoted to that shit. Like the Pour the Sugar on Me video is what I'm thinking about right now. And like devoted. I mean, there's like 2 pounds of sugar on the ground or maybe 4 or 5 after that video.
I'm thinking of the one, the CSI intro, but also the, what was it, like the Boys in the Neighborhood or whatever.
Boys, yes.
It was to the Jesse McCartney song.
Yes.
And like Brandon,
like, that took a lot of time.
I remember Brandon like doing ice cream and then it's like a sitcom and then he's like,
oh, when you worked at Toppers, right? Shout out Bear at Toppers. That was a great time. So funny.
My gosh.
So if you had to give like your biggest piece of advice or products that someone should have to start out, what would you recommend product-wise and just like information, whether it's like, hey, maybe start out on this app or start out just posting. I've seen posting 3 times a day is like how you can really get on someone's page, and products such as like an Octobuddy and essentials.
I would say get a tripod. I use the InShot app, like the pro version. It's like $3.99 a month. I pay for the yearly. The InShot app is really good for editing. I like having an iPad for editing too. That helps a lot. Posting wise, I would say, because it takes a lot of effort. So like quality over quantity. Don't just get like a ton of videos out there, but also be posting very frequently. Like if you're trying to take it seriously, I would say at least once a day.
Is InShot like CapCut for people? Because I know CapCut is a thing.
Yes, it's essentially like CapCut. I don't like CapCut. There are certain things that like just bother me, like glitches in certain aspects. And then also if TikTok were to ever go down, CapCut goes with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I wouldn't, and I know that people are very stuck, like when they have their editing app, that's what they use forever because they just do it. So I know a lot of people who are so bummed that CapCut was down because it's owned by TikTok and that's what they're used to. It's just there's certain like little like mannerisms almost of the app that are other ones. Another thing that I want to add, Lemonade. Have you guys heard of that app?
I get like someone wants to follow me on Lemonade and I'm like, that's just their marketing gimmick. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but
it's like a Pinterest kind of, right? Like,
yes, it's like TikTok and Pinterest combined, a little bit of Instagram. They're owned by TikTok too, and I have a partnership with them to post a certain amount of posts per month. So that's also a bummer that when TikTok goes down, Lemonade goes with that too. But I really like that. I think it's fun.
Have you gotten it?
No, I haven't gotten it, but if TikTok doesn't go down, then maybe I'll try it. But I'm not going to get committed to it now because I don't want to be disappointed.
Isn't that supposed to happen soon? Like,
yeah, it's like
April 5th.
Yeah, I was going to say
April 5th.
Yeah, so that's what, Saturday?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I hope it doesn't go away. By the time this comes out, we'll know if it because this is going to come out in 2 weeks. So
it'll be a little delayed.
If it's banned, then RIP, R.I.P.
Yeah. Where can people find you?
Instagram, YouTube. It's my same @ for
we'll see if Bear can put like a little thing.
Yeah, he'll put like a little thing, and we'll obviously put it in the description and caption of everything.
But for the non video watchers, can you tell everyone your handle and everything so they can find you?
Yeah, so it's Gracie Friedl, GRACIE, and then FRIEDL, just on everything. You can find me on too.
Perfect. Do you have any more questions, or do you want to go and see if she wants to do the segment?
I don't have any more questions.
All right, Gracie, did you want to say anything else before we go into listen to this shit? If you still want to do that?
No, I think I'm good unless you.
No, I think we covered everything. I think that was great. I think I know that you see like people posting more and more, and I'm sure so many people have questions. You know, it's like, how do you start? How do you make the jump? And I'm sure a lot of people don't make the jump because they're scared, and it's like, how do I? So I think I think that was great, like so informative, and a lot of people are going to get a lot of good, helpful tips and insight to this.
Yeah, these were questions that I've like always just kind of wondered, like not even being somebody who's like, oh, I want to do this one day, but just like curiosity. I'm like, I wonder how this works.
Right.
Yeah. Well, if anybody's watching this and I didn't answer a question that you have, feel free to reach out because I'm always happy to help. Give advice. I mean, I had a lot of people help me too when I got started. So
good. Okay, so we're gonna do listen to this shit.
Yep. All right. So Gracie's got a listen to this shit story, our second ever on the pod. So no pressure or anything, but
so I hope that this is like what you were going for because
go for anything.
Yeah, it's literally anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so last night my best friend woke me up at like 3 a.m. like basically panicking because she heard gunshots in her hallway. Just insane. So there was like 4 gunshots. They shot the windows.
Oh my gosh.
They haven't disclosed like what had happened, but she sent me videos after the fact too. And there was like a whole SWAT team. There was blood. Oh. So you don't know.
Oh my god!
Listen to this shit.
Yeah, that is shit.
That's crazy.
Like drug deal gone wrong kind of thing.
Yeah,
we're not that it's like a serial killer loose like in the apartment. Like I think it was a targeted thing, so they can take like if you're living in that building, if anyone knows her and you live in that building, take comfort knowing that they're not like out to get just anyone. But I don't think they've like fled the scene after the fact.
And is it like a enclosed like hallway, like a inside? It's not like a open like breezeway. It's like a hallway that's inside the building.
So it's enclosed, but the outside, his balcony is on the lower level. Mm-hmm. So that's escaped out the back. And they shot. So there's blood all over his door. And then there's blood, apparently like blood on his like pillow, like or something. I don't know. And then also he shot through the window out of the like gated in area. It's like a little courtyard in the middle. And then he also shot the front door to like the very front of the apartment. So if like you drive past right now, it's just like a huge glass like shatter.
Gosh.
That is crazy.
I walk away and I didn't hear it, but everyone who lives in that building, I have like 4 different friends in there. They were like, we heard gunshots, like the police were showing up. It just was like really crazy. So I mean, they didn't catch him. So
I'm sure. I wonder how good their security is around the building. Like if they were to get, or if he was like, just, you couldn't obviously see his face if he had a mask on or anything, but I wonder if they were able to get any insight from that.
I don't know. I think that I don't think he had a mask on. There was someone in the hallway with a Ring camera, so they were able to get. And then there is security footage in the pool area, so they'll be able to get that. And the resident is the one who and the person who apparently the resident isn't the one who got shot, so he's the one who shot.
Wow!
But he fled the scene and they haven't found him. So
so they know who it is. They just haven't found him yet.
Yeah. It's just like really like crazy tea in like the Richmond area right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
For the Richmond listeners, that's crazy. Listen to this shit.
Yeah. That was a great story.
I wonder.
And so relevant.
Right. I wonder if when this episode comes out, if like there will be information on it, you know? So it'll be 2 weeks.
I know. Maybe in the description if there is. By the way, they found him. Like,
yes. Send us an update. Whatever you have one, send it to us so that we know and then we can update everybody else on it too. Like a little true crime podcast. We like to just have variety. We're parenting, comedy, informational, and now true crime.
Exactly.
Yep.
Nailed it. All right. I think that's it, right?
Yeah. Thank you, Gracie, for coming and sharing your insight on everything. We were so excited to have you. And I think this was a great informative podcast.
Me too. Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so honored that you asked me. This is so
Oh my gosh, yeah, we literally were like, I think you came up with this idea, right? And then you were the first person.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so fun.
We're like making a running. It was such a good idea Lexi had. Now we have like a running list going, so we're gonna hopefully get some more. We're trying to do like a variety with this, so just like very informative of like stuff that people just want to know. Like influencer is the thing right now, so like people want to know about this. They want to know about day in the life of like honestly everything. I feel like there's always something for everyone.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm. Yeah, I would love to watch other people's
Yeah.
career types in this format of a questionnaire.
Right.
Really cool. So really cool idea, you guys.
Yeah, thank you. I know the boys couldn't make it today. They're if you couldn't, I don't know how much you can hear, but they're downstairs with all the kids right now. So they're our babysitters today. We weren't able to have childcare, which is fine. We make do. Sometimes you see the boys on the podcast. Sometimes they're watching the
Let's
kids.
just be honest, we're the real stars.
Yeah.
So.
Oh shit, we're moms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
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 Oh shit.